everybody doing today? Everybody doing well? Happy Wednesday. Oh, I can't see without my glasses, but, so the quote, I guess, at the end, about engagement, I tell this story every time we do this. I have two grandmothers that are still alive. One is 100 and one is almost 98. They both live at home. They both have somebody come through the day and help with different things. But my 100-year-old grandmother, I am the youngest grandchild. And I have two older cousins, but I haven't seen them in like 40 years. So they are not part of this family process. But anyway, this grandmother really has nothing to look forward to every single day. She just gets up, sits at the kitchen table, she plays cards. She doesn't really want to read anymore. Watching TV makes her bored. This. It's just not a very fulfilling life. She doesn't know why she's here. And no matter how many times we visit or call and whatnot, it's just not very engaging for her. And she's not very happy. My almost 98-year-old grandmother, I am the second to the oldest. And I have all the way down, I'm the second to the oldest grandchild. I'm all the way down to Thomas is 31. And she also has, gosh, I think 12 great-grandchildren now, from 21 to a year. And we're at her house all the time. Labor Day, we go to the beach for the week, Christmas. She is as happy as can be. She knows every single great-grandchild. My son walks in, Griffin, I got your favorite sherbet. Emerson, I got your favorite ice cream sandwich. And my kids love going to her house. Her great-grandchildren love going to her house. And it's just because she has something to look forward to every single day. Something that is going on. She still goes to work. And I think about that in our role as far as providing something to do every day. You may not want to do it. You may choose to not do it. Totally fine. But it's an option and it's an opportunity for you. So those two stories with my grandmothers kind of resonate as we go through our daily life. That's really all this is right here. This opening statement of promoting the overall well-being of independent living residents. We hopefully do this with enthusiasm. Creativity is not my strong suit. That's why we have these people here. And then we do this with collaborating with the activities committee and then obviously residents on creating positive experiences. So I say this all the time too. We can sit every week and try to come up with things for you to do, or you can also just tell us, I'd like to go do this. I want to see this. Can you bring this? This is your life. This is your home. This is your experience. Just let us know and we'll do everything we can to make that happen. All right, so we work with our Residents Association Activities Committee, and Elizabeth Gillis is the chair. And we have subcommittees underneath that. We have a celebrations committee, mix and mingle, resident readers, life at the forest, and the book discussion group. So all those are the subcommittees underneath our RA committee. All right, here is our team. So we have Emma Hoffman Quick. If you've heard Emma Hoffman, she just got married. She's now Emma Quick. So that's why she's our program manager. Pam Taylor is our wellness manager. Amari is our community life coordinator. We've got Glenn in the back, and he is our community life assistant and driver. And then we have Aja, who is not here right now this morning. She's another one of our community life coordinators. So between the six of us, hopefully we can get the job done. So, yes, ma'am.
You need to tell them how long Glenn has been here.
So Glenn, we opened the doors in 1992. When did you get here, Glenn? 1992.
Our date was August 1st.
Yep. So he's been here since the very beginning. He's one of our pioneers, team members and residents. So yes, thank you, Kelly. If you need any historical context about the forest, anything that you need to know about what we used to do or a resident or anything like that, Glenn's your guy. We refer to him quite often. So Emma and Pam, so Emma is ultimately responsible for all non-fitness programming. So she is concerts, lectures, in the art studio, anything that's, like I said, not fitness. And then we'll get to kind of the people who do the work. No offense, Emma. And then Pam oversees, the entire wellness program, so all of, everything in the group exercise studio, the pool, the gym, hiring and working with our fitness instructors. We have a new gym coming online soon, with the terraces, so making sure the equipment in there is what we need, et cetera, et cetera. So, they are a lot of the planning and doing, but these three right here are the ones that make all the day-to-day things happen. Room flips, introducing presenters, driving, communication, fountain signs, room signs, forest boards by the elevator, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Everything like that, these three, Amari, Glenn, and Aja, are ultimately responsible for. So those keep, like I said, they keep us organized, on time, and set up. So when you walk into a room that you have reserved and you want 4 tables of 4, it's done. When you walk in, it's done. That's these three.
Setting the tables, who's doing that? Are these folks doing? it?
Yes.
Okay.
Mostly Glenn does, that's his primary, and then, Amari and Aja. So,
Awesome.
yeah, I read the numbers once about how many we do a month, and it's not as impressive as I thought. It's getting close to 100 room flips a month, but I tell you, in the day-to-day, it feels a lot more than that. So this room alone can get flipped 5 or 6 times. So, but it definitely, when I saw that, I was like, wait, hold on. I would have thought like 1 million. So, all right, I'm gonna bring Pam up and talk about the fitness world here.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. I'll advance your slides.
Okay, well, hi, nice, I know several of you already, yes. And, so I have been here August 12th of just this past year, so, but I have, a huge background as far as fitness director, with the Jewish Community Centers. My first rodeo was Columbia, South Carolina, and then moved to Durham, North Carolina, and ran the show over at the Jewish Community Center over there for 6 years. And when the position opened, several of you said, Pam, apply for that job, apply for it. And then, oh, guys, and I said, so anyway, here I am, and it's my passion. I love working with all of you, and I have an open door policy. So whenever you need a question or something, you can number one, email me or stop in and see me. And again, suggestions is the team always gets some suggestions from you all for us then to, implement, if that's the case. So we do have that, gorgeous indoor pool. I don't know if you all know, but it is salt based. It's not the chlorine and all that. And, we highly recommend a buddy system when you do go to the pool. But most importantly, that you wear your pendant, your watch.
It is
because
waterproof.
It is waterproof, so you are, it's a must, okay? That's all I have to say on that. We have the fitness center, and I do the orientations for the new ones that come in, if you so choose, okay? It's not whatever. We're working on almost 40 classes coming soon, so per week, okay? Fitness assessments, again, I will be doing those if you so choose and would like to do that. Exercise prescriptions are basically, if you want, we have cards in the gym, and just write down, like, if you were to work on one of the machines, what did we put the seat at? How heavy of a weight did you do? So that's part of that prescription. And then part of that also is recommendation of classes and where to start. Okay, so I will sit down on one-on-one with you and do that. In the future, we do have personal training. It is a private pay, but again, if you are interested working on one-on-one with somebody, especially if you just finished physical therapy and you want to continue, come see me, because I will see what I can do to keep you going. Okay, very important to keep all those exercises going. Consultations, goal setting. I don't know if you've noticed, some of you that have been here, I'm trying once a month to bring some type of wellness, fitness, presentation in. And so mark your calendars, Friday, we have a fall prevention with our very own Legacy, which is the physical therapist team. And we're gonna learn about how to fall and how to react when you do fall, and then also what you do when you are down on the floor. And the pool and spa, so. These are the list of all our classes. And, yeah, very fun, very wide variety, different levels. And that's why it's so important when you do come in that I get to know you so that I can direct you to the classes that I feel as far as your fitness and wellness level that you are at. I don't want you to go start a class that you're working so hard that you get totally discouraged and you don't want to go back. Okay, so, yep, so that's what we have there. Our current schedule right now, and we have, like I said, just all the listed classes, but it's pretty well organized to try to have a balance, a cardio, some fun dance, seated, and functional fitness per day. Okay, that's my job, to make sure that I meet all the needs of that certain group that I just said. So again, you can see it, I'm keeping it good. Here are our instructors. And some of you know them already very well, and there we go. So, yeah. And the fitness center, yeah, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. When you first come on board, you must sign a waiver with me. Sign your life away. But anyway, and a physician's clearance. And that is something that we're trying to change. Those of you that just came on board, you didn't get that when you came on board at first, but we're trying to get that ahead of the game. So it's done before you meet me. Again, very, very important for your respond pendants, pool, and the buddy system. Okay. All right. Any questions?
Just a big thanks for the variety.
You're welcome.
How many personal trainers do you have?
Well, I have 1, 2, I have 3, maybe 4. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. And one does massage, which some of you have already tried.
All right, hello everyone. My name is Amari. I'm the community life coordinator here at the Forest. If you're ever looking for me, my office is currently by the auditorium. Doors always open unless I'm at lunch, and then I keep my door closed because I don't think y'all want to see me eat my lunch. But I'm always welcome to suggestions, to any questions. I try to answer them to the best of my ability. We are kind of like a catch-all department, so I know I also get a lot of questions of things that don't involve our department, like maintenance and dining. But at the end of the day, I try to also, to the best of my ability, answer those questions, or at least direct you to the person who can. If you have came in the last 3 months and you're just meeting me, that's because I just came back from maternity leave. So it is nice to see all these faces. I've been gone from January to April 11th. So it's a pleasure to meet some of you who have already kind of got acclimated, who I'm just now laying my eyes on you. So we're kind of learn a lot about what's going on at the Forest. So we have a couple different ways. I know I do have this mic. I am typically loud. A lot of my residents know that, but I am kind of under the weather from this weather changing. I thought it feels like March outside and it's May. So bear with me. Cubigo. So our lovely director, Sarah, did a lot of work and a lot of planning for Cubigo to be launched last year. It is a wonderful website. Before we had Cubigo, we had Vibrant. And we did not like it. We hated it. It was, residents typically don't know the back end of that, but it was hard for us. So we love Cubigo. It makes everything easy. If you have not set up anything as far as log on to Cubigo or don't even know where to start, please come see me or email me, or call. I'm always available for Cubigo meetings. I'm always, if you just set up, if you want to go over want someone to go over with you or just need a refresher. I'm always available to help, even the smallest questions. I want to make sure you guys know that if you come and you ask the question that you may think is just, oh, I should have known that. Please do not be discouraged. You're all still learning Cubigo. Cubigo is new for everyone, not just you new residents, but new for everybody on campus. So, but this is where you can find majority of everything in the fourth, honestly, everything. We have information on policies, stuff about resident association. We have, all, procedures that you can think of. We have contacts for everyone who is on campus, who is a staff member, who has a phone, and for all residents. So when you first move in, you do get a profile on Cubigo, and we try to keep up with that and get you set up. Even if you're not using it, staff members are using it, whether you ask for maintenance, they are using it for you. This is how we keep track with everything. You have the member, like I said, you have the member directory. You can see the menu. So this is an overview of the home page. It'll show you the menu, it'll show you the weather. These are our cubes where Cubigo, the name comes in, that gives you everything that's going on. You can make dinner reservations, you can sign up for activities, and you can make requests. So once again, when you get a email that has your username and password, and we also add in a training packet for you, a way to download it on any device. Not only can you use it on a computer, but you can use it on your iPad or your smartphone. And then we also have a training video narrated by lovely Sarah as well. So, but once again, a lot of people need to see it done in person, in front of them. I'm the same way. When I like to learn things, I need to see it being done in front of me. So that's what we are here to help. I mainly work with Cubigo, but you can ask Emma, you can ask Audrey, you can ask Sarah, you can even ask Pam. So you can ask any of us. And Glenn will also try to help as much as he can as well with Cubigo, but we are all here to help. The next one. Oh, so we also have digital signs. So those are the TVs that you see everywhere. There's 3 in the cafe, Heartwood, that food. But the main ones where you can see what's going on throughout the day is in the mailroom, behind the receptionist desk, by Greenwoods, and 1390. The one by the pool just shows health classes, if I'm not mistaken. But 1390, just typically when you move in, you get set up with that with Spectrum. You can log in on that and it will, or click to it and it will show you what's going on throughout the day. It's always running. I think a new thing that we've been dealing with is if you try to go to it, sometimes it may be kind of not showing anything yet. That's something that we are working on, but it's still available. We try to catch it and turn it back to keep go as quickly as we can. Fountain signs, those are what are by the fountain. They show you also our daily recurring events and our new events. Whenever there's a special event, it's always put up by the fountain sign by the receptionist desk. And it shows you so just reminders. We also have other signs that go out through the lobby if we have a last minute cancellation or a last minute rescheduling or something special that we want you guys to know. We also have that in the lobby as well. So just make sure to check the lobby. We try to put it where everyone loves to go to the most, and that's to get food. So you can see it on your way. We are putting them back up, but due to construction, they were down. We have bulletin boards near the auditorium that typically have flyers and force board and calendar. If you go there right now, it has beautiful words of affirmation that are put up by that were sent to us from student volunteers of Jordan High School. But they will be switching out shortly, and we will start putting everything back up on the bulletin boards. But like I said, they were down because of the construction that was by that hallway. And lastly, we have connections. Now, for the past couple of Life of the Forces, y'all heard of this room called Connections. Well, that's exactly that. That's where you can find out anything. We have our own mailbox there as well. But not only is it connecting you with other residents, but it's connecting you with us. So please be sure to just take a look at that room if you haven't. Next is the calendar. This lovely calendar is my pride and joy. And It's what I work on every month. It shows you, is what you get by the mail room. We used to put in the mailboxes, but we are trying to cut down on paper for the environment. So we're trying to get everyone kind of acclimated more with digital things, but we do understand that people sometimes need to see stuff in front of them, which I'm the same way. So don't feel like it's because of age-wise, any generation. But the calendar, it shows your monthly overview of everything. If you haven't seen a calendar or gotten a calendar, please take it and please read it. It answers most of the questions you may have. The basic of reading the calendar is that we always add a key to show you what the acronyms for the rooms are. It gives you the time, and anything that's bolded that says depart with an asterisk or just has an asterisk by it is something that you need to sign up with on Cubigo or with Community Life. Now, the main thing we want to let you know is that just because we have all this digital ways of signing up, you can still call us and you can still email us. And if you're just a person who's just not ever going to get into Cubigo, that's fine. That's what we're here for. And you just let us know what you want to sign up for, and we are available to sign you up. You can call the main line, which is 919-419-4065. No, 69, I'm sorry, 6965 is Glenn. 69. Or any of our phone numbers, and just even if we don't answer, leave us a voicemail. Hey, I'd like to sign up for this, and we will get back to you and we'll let you know that we got you down. It always shows you, and also has those phone numbers on the calendar, and you can just keep up with us throughout the month. And I think this is where Emma comes in.
All right, yes. Hi, everyone. I think I have met most, if not all of you in the room, but if I haven't, I'm Emma. As Sarah mentioned, I'm the community program manager, and I started here last April. So I've been here a little over a year now. And if you're a new resident, just know that as a new employee, it can feel just as overwhelming. There's a lot to learn here. A lot of good things, though. There's a lot of good things going on as frequently as we can. So if you have questions, if you feel overwhelmed by the process or Cubigo or anything, please come to any of us at any time. Temporarily right now, Aja and I have taken over Sarah's office. So if you need us, we are right above the fountain in the office that is labeled for Sarah Haney, but is home to me and Aja for right now. And wherever we end up, we will let you know. But continuing with communication, monthly special events. So when we put out the calendar that Amari just went through, we also put out a special events brochure. So this goes in that same slot in the mailroom that the calendar does. And this is where basically, if you see something on the calendar that catches your eye and you want to learn more about it, go to our special events brochure. Page 1 is where you will see performances and special programming. So that's where you'll find a description of a speaker, a performer, anything like that. Any campus-wide parties or events we have too, more details can be found there. That continues on page 2. A lot of these on page 2 are events that you might see every month. So for example, origami or the park cleanup, things like that. You can find the date and time and maybe the theme of that session or event. Page 3 is where we start out on the town. So these are our trips and outings. Here you will find, again, a description of what it is. If there's any ticket or transportation costs, they're listed here too. And departure times, all those good things. That continues on the back, and then it closes out with series transportation, which we will talk more about. But continuing with communication, the Forest Forward. So again, that calendar and special events you will get once a month. The Forest Forward, however, you will get once a week. So this is put in every single mailbox on Thursdays, and it covers the upcoming Friday through Thursday. Why it's those dates, I'm not exactly sure, but we're rolling with it. Again, that will be placed in everyone's mailbox, and it is also posted on Cubigo. Glenn posts them in front of every elevator. We try to make it as accessible as possible. But the Forest Board, again, this is just a little more of a up-to-date if there are any time changes, reschedulings, things like that. We do our best to get them in the Forest Forward. Page 1 of the Forest Board is a note from administration. So that comes from our leadership team, any updates or special events that they want to highlight. Page 2, so this is where you all come in. Page 2 is any resident updates or notices. So if you are in charge of a committee, if you're in charge of a group, Encore Store, There's so many examples. If you have anything that you need to share with all residents, please send that to me or to the Forest Forward email, and we will do our best to get it on page 2 of the Forest Forward. We advise that you aim to get those in by the Monday of the week that you want it to go in. So for example, for tomorrow's, the goal would be to have sent it by Monday. If you send it later, we will always do our best to get it in. Sometimes we're just shorter on space because there's a lot going on, but those are resident updates. Page 3 will be, again, more descriptions of what's to come in the next week. So again, even with that special events brochure, there's sometimes events that don't make it on there to describe. So that's what the Forest Forward is used for. And then page 4 is where you will see, again, a calendar view of the week ahead, as well as a fitness spotlight from Pam, if there's any wellness or fitness programs that we want to highlight. So again, that email is forestforward@forestduke.org. If you are looking to get anything in the Forest Forward, even if it's 2 months from now, you can go ahead and send that to that email or to any of us directly, and we'll get it there. Okay, what kind of programs and activities are going on at the Forest? Arts, crafts, and workshops. I believe we have a video. Let's see if it'll. Oh, did that just? All right. So that, again, a very quick overview of just some of the stuff that has gone on in our art studio, what we're trying to bring back. As many of you know, during construction, it has been harder to get there. Much harder. We have been it's been a maze. So anyone who has made it there, thank you for your patience. But we have also been trying to come up with creative ways doing things around it. But our main goal, and this is something I was told for many of you as soon as I started, was getting more back in our art studio. It really is a great space. There's a lot of opportunity there, and we've had a lot of fun exploring how to use it. So even if you are like me and I am not artistically gifted whatsoever, this space is still for you. We do flower arranging monthly. We are bringing stained glass with an instructor on site. So beginners, starting at the very beginning, even if you've never done it, you are welcome and invited to come. Origami is another one that's been going well. These are just off the top of my head, but trying to explore ways to bring more arts and crafts and workshops here at the Forest. So you'll only see this continue to grow. And this goes with the art studio, but with programming in general. If you ever have something that you're not sure if it would go well, but it's just an idea you had, please bring that to me. Again, what Sarah said, we can guess and we can try, and we do. For activities and things we think residents will enjoy, but it's even better when we get to do an activity that we know someone's really passionate about or really wanting to try. And that's what makes this job truly fun for us. So yeah, that's a little bit about the art studio. And I'll switch back to.
Yeah, switch back. Yeah, we're going to do a switchy switch. All right, so next is performances, social gatherings, and events. So this is just a little overview of what we do. If you see anything with a lovely flyer, that's basically my hub of just creating flyers and just trying to get the word out. One thing about the reason why I loved working here is I graduated from NCCU with a bachelor's in hospitality and tourism administration. So that includes event planning. And I love events and I love playing events, and I love that my team loves to entertain my crazy ideas. So, but this is just a couple of what we like to bring to you guys. We love to switch it up. I know sometimes we can all just get stuck in the same routine and the same things that we're hearing. So our goal is to try and come up with new ways to have you explore different things. So sometimes those things may not go over the way that we think, or sometimes it just may not be your cup of tea. And that's totally fine. We always encourage everyone to give us feedback. Tell us what you don't like, what you do like, things that you think could have been done differently, or tell us that you love it. We also love the, we take the positive and the negative because that helps us plan for later. But I also want to make a point to remember that what we like to do is just try. Whether you like it or not, we just love to throw it out there. And then you can come or you don't have to come. But the idea is that you had the option. Okay. So a little bit of what we've done is this, I think it's a video, photo from, I think big band ambassadors possibly, but we've had big bands here. We've done jazz bands here. We've typically we try to do the Kentucky Derby party outside, but anytime we something, the rain loves to come out of nowhere. Beautiful North Carolina weather. This was from our Boots and Blue Jeans party. That was the first that we tried, and we heard great things. If you were here in the recent time, it was headed by Tom Small and Dan Cunningham, who is Tommy Raven and Brother Dan.
I'm sorry, would you repeat that again?
This is this was the Boots and Blue Jeans party. It was a country western party. And it was headed by Brother Dan and Tommy Raven, who are the ones that just did the Hootenanny. So they are a beautiful duo singing group, and we always love to bring them back. We always hear great things about them. We try to do a lot of pop-ups, whether that's lemonade, popcorn, some pelicans, and a pop-up, you don't ever know about it. That's why it's called a pop-up. We just pop up on you. And we just try to just find different ways to bring joy throughout the day. We typically try to bring back the Irish dancers every March. And then we just try to do different things, like we tried a pool party last year and that went well as well. So things that we always try to make sure that, just because we're in a retirement community doesn't mean we can't do everything and anything. So for room reservations, that is something that is also that we do. Residents can use the rooms in the community center for their own events with a reservation. So any room, this is your home, so all the rooms are available for you at first come, first serve. So don't be ashamed to just come and call us and be like, hey, I just want to use the room, whether it be for just you and one person. I just need the room. It does not matter. We're not going to ever question you. We're only going to ask what you need. If you need AV, and if you need setup, and if you need food, that's dining. Community Life is responsible for all room reservations except Greenwoods and Health Center community spaces. If you don't know what Greenwoods is, it's the room across from the living room. So the living room is the one with the fireplace and the couches. And then across from it is that room that's typically set up every which way, whether it's a boardroom style, or tables and chairs, or auditorium style, so rows of chairs like this. We just did movies in there. That is dining's room. So if you ever needed to use that room you call dining, that would be Aaliyah. But like we said, it's always, all the other spaces are always used, and even Greenwoods, you can let us know and we can point you in the direction, or we can help you contact dining to see if that room is available. Just because they own that room doesn't mean we're not willing to help. And I think, oh yeah, and then someone's back on up here.
Okay, moving right along, outings. So again, this is that out on the town section of, oh, and another video. Your special events catalog. So let's see some of these. Okay.
I think it's over.
Yeah, is that what you think? Again, just a quick overview of some of the trips and outings we've done in the past and continue to do today. We are very lucky with where we are located. There is always something going on and always something to do. With Duke right there, being in the triangle, Raleigh, Cary, Durham, there's a lot of opportunities. We are lucky to frequent a lot of the museums in the area. Again, you saw that Tasting the Triangle once a month. There's a lunch outing and a dinner outing. Yes.
What was that picture of people canoeing down the river? That looks really fun. What was that?
We did a kayaking trip a few years ago. So if that's something that people are interested in, we can do that again.
You know, that looks great.
We've done the hall and then,
Yes, so again, just like with any and all programming, if there's something you see, if you are part of groups in the community that are hosting events or send you flyers of events, please send that my way or let me know of things that are of interest to you for outings. Just some logistics that come along with outings. Community Life will provide for these events off campus that are organized by Community Life. So again, things that we plan. This transportation is different than concierge. So that is through Leisha Harris. That is your medical and concierge transportation. So trips to the airport, things like that. What you see on the calendar, if you see a concert is departing at 6:45, that is when the bus leaves. So I know Glenn will appreciate this shout out. We advise you to be in the lobby 15 minutes before that time. So for 6:45 depart, try your best to be in the lobby by 6:30. It makes it easier, especially a lot of these series trips, we have 30+ people going. So just organizationally, it makes the difference. All vehicles are accessible. When signing up for transportation, indicate if you wish to remain in your wheelchair during transit. If that's the case, you will be strapped in, just seated in your wheelchair. If there's more than one vehicle per trip, please return on the vehicle you came on. We will not leave anyone behind. So right along with outings, I would say probably what I get the most questions about throughout the year is series transportation. So this is something, again, when I came to the forest, I think I had no idea just how much was going on in the area in terms of concerts, performances, symphonies, ballets, all the things. And it's all great things that we really want. So series transportation, again, is an amenity here at the forest. Here's a list of what we go to. We are trying out a new system this year because I know signups can be frustrating. And when you are buying tickets, you want to know if you are on the bus, essentially. And that makes perfect sense. In each of your mailboxes, you got this. This is the part 1 of a series transportation sign up catalog. This has listed every event, date, and departure time of the series events that the bus will be going to. For example, if you are going to, I think it's Chamber Orchestra of the Triangle, we go to their signature series. With the Symphony in Raleigh, we go to 7A, things like that. You don't need to memorize what I'm saying. It's all in writing. But anyways, so if you have questions about what do I buy tickets for and how do I get on the bus, this was handed in your mailbox. If you need another one, just come see us. We have plenty. But then you can turn these back into the connections room and we will handle transportation and you will then see your name and information pop up on Cubigo. So we are responsible for taking this, transferring it to Cubigo and getting you on the bus. As you notice, not all of our series were on this part 1. We have some that are starting in June that have already released, obviously, all their dates and times. Whereas a lot of these have not released their dates, times, and schedules. Now, since this has gone out, a few of them have, but they will be coming on part 2 of this catalog. Again, none of those start till September, so we have plenty of time. If you refer to that sheet, we put out a sheet earlier this spring that detailed which events of each series we go to. Again, Playmakers, we are going Thursday evenings and Sunday afternoons, things of that nature. If you need that sheet, again, please come see us. But you will be getting a part 2 that handles the rest of your signups. The only thing that will be separate from this is basketball. Those schedules don't come out until, if we're lucky, beginning of September. So basketball will be separate, but any of the arts, performances, things like that will be here. Again, we are always here to answer your questions. We know you are in the process of renewing your tickets, all those things. A lot of money and time is involved, so we want to make sure you are good to go. Side note to that, the symphony for both Chapel Hill and Raleigh, they will have representatives on campus. Hopefully you saw this in your June calendar. Tuesday, June 3rd from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. They will be in our auditorium. If you need help or assistance either buying or renewing symphony season tickets, that's your time to do it. And if while you're there you want to tell us to put you on the bus, you can do that too. Again, I know there's a lot of questions and concerns with Sirius Transportation. We are always here to answer those, and we are trying. Again, last year, Amari and I were both a little relatively new, and it's tricky to figure out the best system to get everybody signed up on the bus, things like that. So this catalog operates a lot like your Ollie catalog, and so far it's been going well. So we want to make it as seamless as possible for all of you, so please don't hesitate to reach out. Yes, two questions.
If you have extra tickets that you can't use at the last minute.
That's a great question.
Getting them to someone who could use them.
That is a great question. We get that a lot, if people have an extra ticket. Our first piece of advice is usually to post something in the connections room, that advertises that you have an extra ticket. Where this can get tricky without going too far in the weeds, if there's a wait list of people who want to go to the show, who have tickets, it can get tricky.
So if, for instance, if I'm number one on the wait list, and Emma has a ticket and is taking Pam, but all of a sudden Pam can't go and she brings somebody else, I'm like, wait, why do I not get to go? Because the seat opened up. So it gets a little hairy. So we just recommend residents, if you have extra tickets, reaching out to other residents and kind of taking care of things that way versus us getting involved. It looks like we're playing favorites. We can give advice. We can say, oh, we know Mary Lou is really looking for a ticket. Nancy, reach out to her. You know, that we can do things like that if we hear, but we try not to get involved in the ticket swapping, because then it will look like we're playing favorites. Yeah, so.
Let them get on the bus.
How do you decide which series to you do transportation for? For instance, I wanted the Playmakers on Sunday, and there are 3 Sundays. The second one has open captioning, and I would have liked to go to that one, but the transportation is on the 3rd Sunday. Well, how do you decide which one?
Previous resident feedback, but we can take that into consideration for next time. But it's typically residents coming to us and saying, we enjoy these, this is what we like to do, et cetera, et cetera. So.
Are you open for open questions?
Well, yeah,
Good timing, yes.
I like that you have afternoon events and I would just encourage more of them.
Yes.
For example, most of the movie showings are first on at night, and I love that you repeat in the afternoon. And most of the concerts are at night, and I can't do any at night.
Yeah.
So I love afternoon events.
We will always do our best to increase that variety of time offerings. We hear a lot of both, of if it's in the afternoon, no one's gonna come to a concert versus exactly what you're saying, I don't wanna go at night. So exactly what you were saying, we will always do our best to offer a variety, try a little bit of both. For example, the movie tonight, The Brutalist, we know that's gonna be a popular one, so we will always do our best to offer second showings. Another thing with movies in general, a lot of them are resident recommendation, I would say most of them. So if there's a movie that you missed or that you want to see again or something like that, we are always happy to add second showings. Don't hesitate to reach out because we won't know if you want to see it again unless you tell us. But we will always fit in those second showings and things. But we hear a lot of feedback about timing of events. So thank you. We will, yeah.
One more follow-up, there's a number of people I've talked with that we would love to have a Sunday afternoon movie because there's not much going on. I know staff aren't here, but perhaps
Yes.
a resident could be taught how to click on.
Yes, definitely. Thank you.
Thank you for considering.
Oh, letters, of course. I believe we had Betsy in the back and then we go.
Okay, yeah, I just sort of wanted to say a similar thing. And if there was a way, because I know, staff don't want to be here Sunday afternoons and Saturday afternoons because it's, the weekend, I understand that. But maybe but usually for Saturday and Sunday afternoon, you're kind of scraping around. I mean, I know there's the Mahjong and Crow and everything, but you're sort of thinking it's a long day and so maybe we could think of things that we're not staff dependent, but we're kind of just volunteer, like residents, there will be, there will be a trivia if anyone wants to do, or there will be a scavenger hunt, or there will be, a murder mystery meeting somewhere. Just it doesn't have to have the staff.
Yeah.
Weekends can be really long and boring.
Yep, I completely understand that. Thank you for the feedback about Saturdays and Sundays. Similar with timing of events, we also get the other side of that coin sometimes of, I'm not here on weekends, please don't plan your best concerts and events on weekends. Now, I know that that is not the majority and things like movies and things like that. Yes, we will definitely explore adding more of those Saturday and Sunday afternoons.
Oh, I just want to also let you guys know, there is something that is not staff manned, and that's seated volleyball.
Yes.
It does happen on the weekend,
Mhm.
and just because you're new, you can still go and join them. There's not a closed group that they never said they were a closed group, and I hear it's always fun.
It is
So-
fun.
So,
I can volunteer information about that. Saturday is fun, Sunday is hysterical. It's not physically challenging, especially we have people in wheelchairs come from the health center. We have 101-year-old players.
Mhm.
And I laugh so much I cry.
yeah,
So it is.
I get in trouble because I get out of my seat. I see you down.
But that was taken into consideration, but please go, I hear seated volleyball is, I've been there this weekend, and they did, and I was like, it sounded like a party in there.
I think it's Ellen then Beth and then we go to.
Yes.
All of the different ways that you give information out. I've only been here 7 weeks. That's still a little bit intimidating. It's so much information. I've never turned into that channel. If I'm looking at things on Cubigo, am I seeing everything I need to see?
You are,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
That channel pulls from Cubigo,
Okay.
so it's all intertwined. Yes, ma'am.
Related question, very similar. All of us as residents are on Cubigo.
Mhm.
I don't see all the staff on Cubigo
Correct.
with an address and an email.
So not all of our team members have an office phone number and not all of our team members have an email. Because like our
They could
housekeepers,
star the one that they're in, but
So-
there must be some way that we can reach.
so the people that have offices that you need to reach should be on there. Angela and housekeeping is not on there. They're not, Angela's, I use her as an example, she's fantastic. Everybody loves Angela.
She is.
She's fantastic. So, but there's not a need to get in touch with Angela specifically. So if you have a question about Angela, Ruth, who's in charge of housekeeping, is on there. Same with like our dining wait staff, they're not on there. But Jeffrey and Aaliyah, they're on there. So if you have a question, if you need to get in touch with somebody, just let us know for sure. Beth, you had a question?
So this was just a pragmatic question. I'm hoping we have so many great events in the auditorium, both staff and resident plan. I'm hoping in some upcoming soon budget, there is a request for better audio visual equipment for the auditorium. The sound system in there is really not very good.
It's just been upgraded. I don't like, so a lot of our issues are user error. I mean, I'll use the same thing for myself on here. I noticed that I pulled away from the microphone. I don't like our podium microphone. Because I've learned a lot in there, but the podium microphone, I've learned with a microphone, and I know that there are other people that need to speak. There's a cloud around a microphone, and if you're in the cloud, it picks up on it, but if you move out of the cloud, you don't. The podium microphone, I think, needs a bigger cloud. We just changed our lavaliers and we got a better headset. So we're hoping some things like that will improve that.
You're right about the podium, because even yesterday at the memorial, there were people who weren't speaking into it.
But a lot of it is user error. And you talk and you do this, and then you go back up, and then you do this, or you talk and you move your head.
But if you had over the head, you wouldn't have that problem.
And we did, yeah, we just upgraded to a better one of those.
Okay,
So,
good, thank you.
You're welcome. Yes, ma'am.
This is a question about Ollie at Duke, and I don't know if any of you have influence, but I used to attend every year's symposium
Yes.
that we had, and it's been taken over by another CCRC. If any of you have any influence, please bring it back here.
We, yes, we do have influence, and I'm meeting, they have a new, director, and I've met with her 3 or 4 times, I think, at this point. We stopped having Ollie classes due to construction, not only because we didn't have the rooms to offer, but we also didn't have any parking. But we're in talks of bringing more classes back on. We've talked to them about symposia and offering that. So we're in negotiations with different things. So thank you. And I know somebody right here who has a thought.
Sarah, I'm one of the past presidents, as Richard Ellman is,
Mhm.
Volley, and we still continue to work with them. This new director is absolutely
She is.
uh,
She's fantastic.
wonderful. She's got the attitude of, if we can do it, we'll get it back here.
Absolutely. She emailed me from Scotland the other day. I was like, I think I need to go meet with you in person. Yes.
Speaking of things to do, in the evenings, there are lovely evenings here, and there are lovely places to walk.
Mhm.
However, the mosquitoes here will keep you alive.
Are you from North Carolina? Yes, they're.
Me alive.
They do.
Would anybody consider mosquito treatments here? So that you could at least.
No,
Out,
too many other people.
out and walk without being eaten alive.
We have a lot, I'll bring that up to Nathan and have him reach out to you. We have a lot of, opinions amongst residents on getting rid of mosquitoes versus, not using chemicals and pesticides. And so it kind of goes back and forth, but I'll have Nathan reach out to you. He can.
To use pesticides but there are natural treatments that you can use without going into chemicals and all of that, but there are natural treatments you could use.
Okay, I'll have Nathan reach out to you for sure. I want to just kind of reiterate 3 points, then I know we got to get going. But one, open door policy. Come and find us. So yes, they have taken over my office. But I am in basically the receptionist of Anita's office, our CEO. So if you go into the admin suite, I am right there. So come and see me at any point as well. We are having a brown bag lunch, like an open forum. We've been doing kind of these open forums quarterly for a while, but this is going to be a little bit more informal. Bring your lunch. We're going to eat lunch. Just let's chat it up. So do that series. Once again, to reiterate, you have to purchase your own tickets. Okay, those are things that that we do not. We provide transportation, but you have to purchase those tickets. So getting that information to us early is very, very helpful. And once again, just keep all thoughts and ideas coming for sure. Yes.
Can you find a way to bribe the people? Threatened would be bad. To wear their name tags. As a new person who's really bad at the names anyway, it's really helpful if they do.
So Jim Friedman, the RA president, has been working on Name Tag Friday, and more and more people are wearing those. And our marketing department got involved and was able to remake name tags for a lot of people. So that is a kind of a resident culture. Please definitely speak to people who would like name tags. 90% of team members wear their name tags. But residents, there are some residents that love name tags. Amari put one on. And there are some residents that don't want to because they go, this is my home. So it goes back and forth, and it's a resident preference for sure. So.
Mine falls off a lot everywhere. I always.
Team members is a magnet and it falls
It
off.
falls off. Someone always finds it for me to look at it.
Or anything else besides the fact that I'm gonna put a work order into the air conditioning.
It's a compliment from someone who's been here a few years. Nancy, you might know also. This department feels the best it's ever felt.
Aw. Ask these guys. I don't know if that's a shot at me and you, Glenn. No, I don't know. Thank you, guys.
It's just shocking.
It's a good, lots of energy, lots of enthusiasm, and it's been great. So thank you. Thank you. Sorry, we took the whole time.
This is not a question.
To the whole
I'm gonna put a work order in for the AC right now.
I am representing the resident association. Activities, community life is the formal structure for activities. Sarah has taken away most of what I was going to emphasize, but I will re-emphasize it.
it is our responsibility to let them know what we want. It has been my experience that most of the things I suggest, they take very seriously. Some of them they've implemented and been successful. And some of you have done the same. Sarah mentioned our committee, the activities committee. Some of you, I sent that out because then you could actually know what kinds of things are under, but she already did that. One of the ones that I'm most, celebrations. What has come of celebrations? What things have we celebrated?
We get some great and very interesting ideas.
Hi, Dave.
So, we get things, gosh, I'm trying to think of.
It's Pi Day.
Pi
Pi
Day,
Day, right?
Penguin Day, we've also.
Star Wars.
We also people wanted to go fishing in the fountain by the stairs. We did not put fish in there. So we did not do that, but, we'd rather hear ideas. But celebrations, they come up with a lot of different stuff.
Right.
We'd rather give most things a shot and find out that it didn't work than, not give it a shot at all.
So the other formal resident association committee that I want to highlight is resident services. Because they have a lot of the actually formal structures, like, as you will see, the lobby table decorations, which Nancy Miller has been most involved with, and Kathleen Allen, who is in charge of that. So every Thursday, a new set of flowers, and some of them have been remarkable. I think there's a competition between.
Oh, it's not a contest. What do we say?
Big contest.
We promise it's not a contest.
Not a contest? Oh. Okay, and then you have the Encore store, which Kathleen Allen is also, but it has changed over the years a bit, hasn't it?
Well, right now, we're not, our room is not accessible to
Right.
us for sales.
So you do pop-ups.
So we do pop-ups in vacated apartments.
Right. And the range of things that you offer,
That we sell,
Yeah.
take and sell, almost anything.
almost anything.
Yeah. Our customers are largely, but not exclusively, our employees.
Right. But they can also, we learned, recycle things that you
Oh, yes.
can't imagine could be recycled, like, and people leave an awful lot of towels. We have, I don't know why we need them all, but towels go to animal shelters and vets. Amazingly, hangers. I don't know if you, but I've got like 3,000 hangers, and they go to
Local tailors.
local tailors.
We have two tailors who want hangers.
So aside from being a store that recycles things like furniture, they also recycle towels and.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like,
It's stuff that used to go in the garden.
it used to go in the garden. So as part of the green team, we appreciate that too. So the other kinds of, we have the library, which has a new librarian. Carol Reese had been the librarian for 9 years. It's somebody new who I understand has some interesting and good ideas. I don't know who it is.
Diane Strauss. Diane Strauss.
Diane Strauss, very good. There is the gift shop, which has lots of cards and other things. You might want to go by and take a look at it. I know my wife, who's the manager, would appreciate that. There is the health center volunteers, and you can read the rest yourself. But we also, okay, so that's, all of this takes us to volunteer to do these things. Without our volunteering, none of this happens. So those are the formal structures. And in fact, Beth is very involved with the Forester that has just come out with a new edition. Is it all available digitally now?
Yes,
It's available.
and we put out a print edition in the mailroom, I think it'll be Thursday or Friday, that's a limited run of it.
Right. But the other thing I want to mention before I finish, which will be soon, is that there are informal groupings. So for example, Andre, formed French conversation group because she speaks French, or perhaps she wanted to learn French. I know it's
She's, I'm learning every day of my life.
And how many,
Usually I'm learning English, actually.
how many people show up for that?
I can usually have about 9, 10 people.
Wow.
What? That's great. So as an example, but there are many, many others. So if you want to,
Line dancing by.
there's line dancing. That's right. There's line dancing. People initiated the pollinator garden, which is,
Yeah.
when it first started, little twigs, I thought, what's gonna happen? Now it's magnificent. So I encourage you, if there's mahjong, bridge, Saturday night sing-alongs, these are all initiated by us. Somebody mentioned, I used to run a Sunday movie, which I might do again because then I get to see the movies I want to see. Yes, and sometimes they're in the afternoon. And all that. All right, I guess, yes.
Can we put a plug for the Employee Appreciation Fund drive? And the campaign manager this year taking up from Ken Barrett, which is a big job. We only have 9 days until the deadline, and we need to show our gratitude for our employees. Really, they're doing a great job. And some of you have contributed, but some of you haven't yet. So remind your friends and neighbors. You only have 9 days.
Hi, I don't know if the resident association could provide somebody, but I told Emma, in case you don't know, CNN, if you're Broadway lovers, George Clooney's hit show is going to be broadcast live on June 7th on CNN. And unfortunately, it's a Saturday, so our people don't work on Saturdays. I'm wondering if someone from the resident association. It's just a matter of someone turning on the TV in the auditorium or this room or whatever. Otherwise, you can watch it in your own home on your TV. CNN, June 7th, George Clooney's show.
I do want to dispel a myth that we don't want to work on weekends and Saturdays. So if it's something you want to do on weekends and Saturdays, please let us know. We definitely cover weekends and Saturdays for sure. So,
Well, it's just a matter of turning on TV in one of the rooms.
but yeah, I don't want people to leave thinking we don't do anything on weekends, because we definitely, that we know that's part of the job. So, yeah, but we will, to your point, the more the residents can come and do things and turn things on, we'll be more than happy to teach, because then the more you can do things.
I am one of the people who knows how to.
Correct, he is.
All right, that's it for me.
Next week is dining tour. If anyone wants to see the kitchen and go back to yes. That's the little green ones. Yes. I don't know.